Just give me one chance, one dance. I fought off my anxiety to walk up to your body. Ask, ask, take my hand to the dance floor, girl. Ask, ask, hold on tight for me, girl. Ask, ask, take my hand to the dance floor, girl. Ask, ask, hold on tight for me, girl. Tonight, tonight, I feel alive. Tonight, tonight, I feel alive. I feel alive. I feel alive. I feel alive. Your touch got me hypnotized, but I'll read between the lines. Your eyes don't tell a lie, don't lie. Ask, ask, take my hand to the dance floor, girl. Ask, ask, hold on tight for me, girl. Ask, ask, take my hand to the dance floor, girl.
Hello. Welcome to India.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, need to change things. See, qualifying is starting, and you can see already I have been messing around with config, and I totally forgot to turn it off because I think. Oh, where's that there? What's that? Okay, right. Learning new things. Henry, how's the track? It looks fun.
Tell you what, I think this track is the most fun I've had in doing some laps to learn for this.
The outside of the track, like the bits away from it, make it look like you're on top of a mountain. And you see the clouds.
Yeah, you're in the clouds. You are the clouds at this track. It's really good fun. It's hard to extract a good lap time out of it, but it feels super rewarding when you do. Like, it's all about stitching it together nicely. Really good fun. To start us off with a fun fact.
Oh, here we go.
This track was made alongside a deal with F1, right?
Yep.
It's a Tilke track. The only track in India that's ever been run in the Formula 1 series. It was run for 3 years, from 2011 through to 2013. And can you guess who won every single time in those years?
11 to 13? Was it? I got a bubble in my throat. Ooh, I found weird. Oof. Oh. Is that not too early for Hamilton to be dominating? It was Hamilton.
It is too early for Hamilton. It wasn't
Vettel?
him. It was. Sebastian Vettel won all 3 years. So the only driver to have won a Grand Prix, F1 Grand Prix at this track, and the only driver to win a Grand Prix in India at F1.
El Sebastiano Vettel.
Exactly.
The New Mexican driver.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's your first fun fact of the day.
You did surprise me when you said it's a Tilke track.
Yeah, it's a Tilke track. It's quite a good Tilke track.
It doesn't surprise me looking at the track map.
Yeah, you can see the Tilke corners.
It's got a really nice spoon corner.
Yeah, I mean, he does a good spoon though, doesn't he? Sometimes he's known. Tilke's known for a good spoon. A loving spoon.
Yep. Speaking of Tilke, good race today. IRL.
Yeah, very. Oh, I enjoyed it so much. One of the best, if not the best, of the season. Surely.
Probably. I mean, Monza has something to say about it, I think.
There's been a lot of good races this season.
Like I said earlier, I'm so glad that we're going back to the old boring tracks next year.
Don't remind me. Yeah, it was a great race though. Nice to see Seb doing well. I felt kind of bad for Charles. Did you hear his radio message at the end of the race? Yeah. Oh no, he was so mad.
That type of message makes me think he's going to struggle a bit.
Yeah, his attitude isn't. He puts himself down too much, doesn't he?
See, Alex and Paul doing some laps. Alex, speaking of racing, Alex
and
is
Martin.
Martin. Alex is a 153.3. Martin, 4 temps, maths, and Alex, James, and Stu, the old Stu, not the new Stu. 2 minute. James with 158.5. What's a good lap, Henry?
I think we're gonna see a low 153.
What the fuck? Brad's here?
Maybe a high 152.
Oh, Brad would be painting.
Brad is connecting to the server. Probably done enough painting for today. Got on board with it.
He said Callum said he didn't even respond to him and anything, so I didn't think he was going to do it. Right, anyway, sorry.
He must have been very focused. I think a 152 somewhere.
152 somewhere.
Probably for Paul. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I think the race pace is going to be in the 54s, maybe 55s on the medium tyre. But that's just from a quick blast around and having a look at the practice times. A quick blaster. I probably only did 10, 12 laps. So not entirely sure. And Brad is
Yeah.
finding the limits.
Yeah. Checking the track limits.
Yeah, I don't think Brad will have driven this track ever before. This is probably his first time, so we'll give him a couple laps to get up to speed.
As England go 2-0 down.
Oh, England are playing?
Yeah, England are playing right now against
But
Belgium.
they're doing badly. Is it just like a friendly type
it's
deal?
the Nations League.
Oh, right.
Which doesn't matter really. James Gray, Mr. Hot Lap himself, Mr. James number. I don't want to number them in case they get angry, because can't say one James is 1 and the other James is 2, and they're like, no, I want to be number 1. But currently, James Gray is number 1. James, yeah, there you go.
P5, improving that to P5, and Steve taking P3 there, coming across the line.
See, there we go. Number 9, Stuart. New Stew. That's his nickname right now, apparently.
New Stu.
New Stew.
Apparently, coming over from iRacing, as I understand it. New Stu, bit of an iRacing guy.
No,
so
like usually
plenty of sim experience.
Usually he's a touring car legend.
It's
iRacing
legend.
Stuart.
Stu number 2. iRacing legend. Maybe we should just call him iRacing legend Stuart. Oh my days. iRacing legend Stu. That can be it. Because we've got the king of
Henry.
not kill, Martin.
Anyway, I've got a full bottle of wine to go. I'm not going to be able to say that later.
That is a bit too long, isn't it?
Oh, jeez, that corner was literally just like Bahrain. Sorry. I
Oh,
was like...
Are you feeling the tilkiness?
Yeah,
now?
because I was like, wait, does this go into a downhill left-hander? Because that was very much a Bahrain corner. Anyway.
The final corner reminds me of another very well-known tilt. We did it the other week. I can't remember what it's called, though. China? No, I don't remember. But the final corner of this track is very reminiscent of another Tilke final corner, including the pit entry being like straight on from the final corner instead of after it. If that makes sense.
China is like that kind of...
Yeah, it is China. It's China that it reminds me of. I think. I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, 153.5 still. But Alex, who is in P1, has been struggling with fast races because he's not been doing that much good laps. He's not been putting himself to the test. Let's look at Stuart in the BMW with the big Y on. It's like an After Effects Y. It's like, not in Adobe. I've got like signs for each application. That Y looks like an application.
Which Y is it like a Y on his skin? Do you mean?
Yeah, on the side of his car.
Oh, I didn't see. I was too busy looking at the big Scottish flag on the top or something.
There's a big Scottish flag on the top.
I don't think it's a Scottish flag, but
Stuart.
it's it's a big blue square.
Not Stuart.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure then. I'm probably thinking of something else.
No, yeah, we should call Stuart Stew 2. There we go.
Stew 2.
Stew
Remind me if new Stew comes onto
Stew
the...
2 T2. There we
onto
go.
the... Stew 2, Electric Boogaloo. Remind me if he comes onto screen again and I'll have a look.
Who are you watching right now, Henry?
Yeah, it's Callum Jones.
There we go, we're linked. We're
Linked
synced.
up.
That corner was the Bahrain corner. As we come up to the final corner.
And Callum actually going to the left of the pit lane entry there. I don't know quite what the decision is going to be by the race runners, but in my laps I was going all the way out there and using that pit entry as part of my line. But maybe
that's totally fine, no matter what.
Totally valid, right? So Callum just choosing not to do that, maybe finding a different line through the corner. I'm not sure what's better.
Doesn't do anything on my timing, so I'm guessing he didn't do a valid lap. Stew 2 in P6 doing a good lap right now.
Looking at it, that was a valid lap, but it just was a time that put him in P16.
P6? What? What's my
Apparently.
limit on? Raw height is 52. What the fuck? No, wait, no. Cars. What the fuck? Got it on 25. Okay, maybe there's like a hard limit.
Maybe you've exceeded the limit. You have gone
no
beyond.
no one in the ACTV dev team thought more than 15 people could play a set of course at once.
Yeah, I mean, that is a dangerous thing to be doing, to be fair.
This is a China corner. Actually, no, it's China that reminds me of, maybe. Is it China?
It could be. It reminds me of
It's
China.
a mix
This last
between
bit.
China and Bahrain, maybe. It looks a
China
bit,
and Bahrain
it looks
squeezed
a
together.
bit like turn 3 on China.
Yeah.
Is it turn 3? Maybe it's like a big long right-hander, isn't it? Anyway, speaking of other track, not speaking. Stop speaking of other tracks, Danny. Stop it, Alex. Just under pressure a bit by Martin, who did a faster lap in a 153.5.
Very close there, those two. That's a 400ths gap now between Martin and Alex.
Tis. Very much under pressure, but 5 temps behind, well, 4 temps behind Martin is Pete, who's doing well. Steve, who usually is quite a fast boy, struggling right now. We have got 18 minutes remaining as he goes into the pits. There we go. Parking over here, having a nice look at those barriers.
And now we're looking at Paul Harrison coming down the longest straight of the track. One of the longest straights that we've seen so far, I think, in this series. It's a very, very long straight.
I do like your track note. Long as fuck.
It is. It's long AF. I think I did see somewhere exactly how long it is, but I didn't remember.
I just noticed one of your track notes. Very odd.
Very odd. Yeah, but when we go on board with someone, I'll explain what I mean by that. But that corner is very unique. It's a weird corner.
What's the note above turn 12? Slut? Glut?
It's meant to say flat.
Oh, okay. Why is the F all the way down there?
I can see what you mean. Look, I had my VR on and I was trying to
yeah.
do some of the notes. So
Jesus Christ, we've got
all over the
two
place.
people pulling over on the pit straight, which is probably very scary for that person.
One of them was straddling the line there.
Yeah, it was very weird. But, I mean, totally fine in a set of Corsa terms because those go all the way back to pits and I'll have to drive all the way around. Tell you what, it takes a while to actually tell. Actually, no, it doesn't. Oh, Stuart does have a big Scottish flag on the top.
There we go. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I did.
But it has a Y on the side.
I haven't seen the side yet. Wait, I'm trying to look. Oh no, that camera's not useful. Give me an outboard. Come on, autocam. You can do it. No, not inside. Oh well, I'll see it at some point. The main straight is 1.06 kilometers long.
That's a
on
nice
this track.
little fact.
Little facts. And it left Formula 1 because of a tax dispute.
In other words, they didn't have enough money
Yeah, probably.
to give to F1.
Yeah. Would be nice to see them come back. I think this track
Definitely
would be really interesting. In F1
Definitely
cars.
would. Let's hope someone else eats a bat. Wait, no.
No, nobody else ever. Can't imagine they're that nice anyway. So apparently it tastes kind of like chicken.
Doesn't everything tastes like chicken?
Well, if you're in the Matrix, then yeah.
Right,
Yes.
Why is it not moving? There we go. Right, I was just trying to move something. Sorry.
It's okay. Was it the tower? Was it the tower or the? Because those are always difficult to move.
Okay, I was trying to move that at first.
I can never. It's such a pain. Like a very specific spot you have to click on to move it, and it makes it a lot of work. Oh, as we've still got Alex in P1, Martin in P2, Pete P3, Steve in P4.
Tell you what, Henry.
And Callum in P5, just to run us through the top
I'm going to put you on Andy Turnbull and you walk us through his lap. It's going to be terrible.
Let's do it. Andy Turnbull. So he is currently coming down that very, very long straight. So he's actually midway through a lap. But we've been left on him, so let's talk about this. Quite a bumpy pit straight. It's going to be braking at about 150 here. Ooh, a little bit late there. But he makes it nicely. Tricky entry there. Ooh, not really quite on the apex. Coming downhill on this exit towards turn 5. Turn 5's pretty fast. Easy to go wide on the exit. Let's see if he manages to avoid that. He does quite nicely. Turn 6 is a little bit slower. Then he's going to be coming round. This is turn 8 now, and he's back in the pits because he decided to give up on that lap. And he putting us on board of a giving up Andy there. Who's now going to be on an outlap. I presume we're still going to be on board with him. So let's have a look at what he's doing. Coming through turn 1, up easy flat through turn 2, uphill into turn 3. This exit's pretty much the most important on the circuit as Andy understeers all wide and is already getting out of the way to let Pete behind him through. But it looks like Pete also got a very bad exit or isn't bothering, or maybe he's on an outlap. So Andy just lets him through nicely there. Coming back down the straight where we last joined Andy. Again, going to be braking after that 150 board, about 125 there. So obviously McLaren can brake a little bit later than the Lamborghini. And we're coming back down towards turn 5. I was going to say here, turn 7, you want to be going flat through 7 after taking the speed off for 6. So 6 here, and then flat on this exit through 7. Fast into 8, but a little bit slower for 9. Lifting off using all the curbs there, using the curb on the exit quite nicely. Into turn 10. This corner is a bit odd here. You want to get the power on, run out nice and wide, and then try and make this corner as open as possible, which Andy's done quite nicely there, but didn't quite get into that apex, understeering a little bit. Into 13, he wants to hug the inside here, maybe a little bit much there, and then flat through that, but he knew he was going to hit the curb, so he didn't quite get his foot down. He can take 14 flat. A blind crest into 15, downhill on the exit, into the final corner. A little bit tighter than you expect it to be, this one. Down all the way into first gear, touching that apex nicely, and getting onto the power out of the corner. Welcome back, Danny.
Thanks. I realised I put you on the wrong person.
Well, it worked out. We've seen a full lap. Okay. Not in one go, but we've seen a full lap.
Yeah. To be fair, I did say as I left. This is probably a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, it worked out. It wasn't too bad. We do always seem to end up looking at some of the top 3 drivers. So,
yeah.
You know, give somebody else the spotlight. That's okay.
Yeah, give someone else who was almost in the top 3 a spotlight.
Yeah, exactly. We should do that more. But yeah, Andy gave up on the lap that we were watching. Went back to the pits and started again. And then we saw his outlap. But it was a decently representative outlap. I think he was pushing, so got to see how he takes the lap.
Well, that's good. Nothing's changed in 1 or 2. Pete still P3. Steve P4. Callum got himself into P5, I think. Stuart's dropped down to P6, Andy P7, who was just watching, fuck it up. Dave P8, Paul P9, Dim's P10, Dan 11, Stu 12, Asib 13, Adam 14, Ian 15, Brad 16, Colin 17. That's all I have right now. Because that's all there is.
Indeed. Looks like Ferg is connecting to the server, but you have to set a lap.
What are you eating, Henry?
Crisps.
Oh, what flavour?
Cheese and onion.
Walkers?
No, Tesco.
Okay.
75p for like 9 or something.
9 crisps.
9 crisps. It's really expensive. Premium Tesco crisps. Only the best for the Turn 116 League commentary crew. Andy provides us with the best snacks.
As he goes back to the pits because he fucked up his lap. Only the best driving from Andy. Can't wait to see what his excuse is this week. I did look at the Discord. See lots of excuses flying out. If only they knew, he said. There it was.
If only they knew. Lovely. Well, we don't know. All we see is the performance. Or lack thereof.
I did say this to Callum. It was amazing that we correctly guessed that it was absolutely wankered.
Oh yeah, last week.
Yeah.
I am impressed with our deduction.
We should be complete. Oh Jesus Christ!
That was
almost
close.
killing Colin. We should become police officers. I was going to say because we're very good at distinguishing drunk drivers.
Yeah.
The bad drunk drivers to the
Just
good
cruise.
ones.
Yeah, cruise the streets and pull people over. Like you're drunk.
Hey, you criminal scum!
Stop! In the name of the law.
Everybody is out on the track except for Stew number 1. Rhyme as Stew as much as Stew 2. Stew 2 P6. I was promised great things about Stew 2.
Yeah.
I'm being let down right now, Stew 2.
I think P6 is a pretty strong
No, I'm being let down.
initial performance.
I expected him to be challenging Alex.
Ah, well. You never know what the race might bring. But you do know that it's probably not going to be a fight between those two.
Speaking of fight between those two, is Alex does actually go faster by 2 tenths. 153.356. Callum
Opening up
Jones
that gap to Martin.
goes not faster. Damn it, Callum, you bastard. Bradley Ward in his big Great Britain McLaren. Is this going to be a fast lap? It doesn't use the outside apex for some reason, because he wasn't going fast enough. But he does get himself into P13 with a 157.9, 3 seconds off the pace. In terms of call it probably where he wants to be, not from the lead, because he's not going to get in the lead.
Yeah, and I do think we are seeing a bit of a wider spread of lap times here than we're used to.
Oh god, we're going to have a boring race.
Maybe. There's quite, we're going from 153.3s all the way down to
2 minutes.
2 minutes. So
But
quite the gap there.
maybe that's not representative. How many laps has Ian done? 8. Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's still time. Still got 6 more minutes. Might have just not quite managed to hook together the perfect lap yet.
Talk about Ian going very wide.
Oh,
there,
we're on
definitely.
board with him there.
Definitely going wide. Losing his lap time, I assume, by going out of those beautiful track limits set by the stewards.
And that is Dan Jude that we're having a look at now. Not someone we see very often on the cameras.
Definitely not. Because I will break into song.
Oh, and also
Oh,
taking a bit of a
actually.
trip across the grass.
Actually, we discussed this last week, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah,
Hey,
because
Jude.
yeah, because I said he probably has a double whammy. Because I always have Danny Boy sung to me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He
and
always
he
has Hey Jude, so he has a double whammy as Brad goes definitely outside the white lines on the third to last corner. Goes around the Bahrain Shanghai corner up until the last corner, which he's definitely taking. Not going to hit the inside apex though, because why would he want to do that?
using the outside curb that time, though.
Yeah, maybe he's been listening. That does make him go faster, I think, but not fast enough to make any indentations on the leaderboard. Only in P13 for Brad.
Yeah,
Fair
he's
enough.
got to find 2.5 tenths in order to improve his qualifying position. Quite a lot of work to do.
Fair enough, he's not done practice, but should have been doing practice. Why are you
Too busy
here?
decorating his house.
Probably decorating, maybe he's getting his hair cut, even though barbers are maybe short.
That wouldn't stop him.
Let's see, Ian, bit wide, not quite sure if that would have set off the track limits. but he's still driving his heart out as he goes through the squiggly bits.
The Tilka S's. Or something. See what I mean with this corner? This corner's very odd. It's such an odd corner. It's like tight.
It is literally just spooned.
No, but it starts
opposite
out,
way around.
It starts out tight, and then it opens up, and then it tightens again.
Yeah, spoon.
Yes, yeah, I know, but it's weird. It's weird. When you're driving it, it's weird.
If it's not left, it's weird.
Right is wrong.
Well, right is right, apparently.
Oh dear.
We've got the clockwise track of Ian Mowbray.
I was going to say, I think definitely Ian still getting used to the track here. Maybe didn't manage to get much practice in this week.
3 minutes to go. People will be definitely trying to do their fastest laps right now with Under Pressure. With time to go, but I see going wide. Is breaking into song.
He said under pressure.
I know.
Under pressure.
Yep.
I couldn't help it.
I think Brad
You
does
see
actually
Brad?
go faster, but also doesn't improve his position again.
Oh, and he got very close though, within 500ths of Dan there. But not quite the ticket, that one.
What is Steve's lap going to be like? Can he get past Pete on the 154.0? He is. Puts himself on the second row of the grid. Can he go
Nicely
any
done.
faster? Berg in his Ferrari. Coming around the last corner, how can he improve on the 159.4? 154. No, definitely not 154 to beat. Where's he going to get? It's only 158.883.
We're about hitting the time now where people that aren't on an outlap are not going to have enough time. So the people that are out on circuit now are going to be our last laps that get set.
Yep. And it definitely on one of his last laps, maybe his second to last lap, depending on how much fuel and tyre wear he has got. Dave right now coming round the last corner, got an Audi in front of him, he's going to break out of the way. I think it was an Audi, not quite sure, but Dave crosses the line, puts himself into P6. Great race time, by Dave. Puts himself in front of Stu 2, who I think, oh Jesus Christ, hits the wall very violently.
I think Andy's also just had a bit of a crash somewhere.
I think that's it for Stu 2. New Stu 222 is out and is going to put himself into P7 at most. At best.
Yeah, that is if Andy...
Andy's in the pits.
Andy's in the pits, but he's coming out now, but he won't have enough time for another lap.
no,
so
enough
I
time.
guess he's just doing some messing around there.
Alex is in the pits. Martin is in the pits. Steve could be the one to challenge pole position from Alex. Quite sure where he is on track.
We've got James
Steve-
Gray out on a lap as well.
James Gray coming round the second to last corner. It goes round the Shanghai last corner. And he improve on P10 on his 155.688. He puts himself into P9. Looks like Steve's going to go past. This thing is not going to improve though. I think this might be it. Steve's going to cross the line. P15. McQueen Adam is going to cross. I think he's improved either. Andy's going to cross the line.
Are these people... What?
I was looking at the wrong part of the track.
Yeah, these people are in the pits, I think. I think the only people on laps are Dan, Jude and Pete right now. Because
Anyway.
I know that it looks like Callum is, but I'm pretty sure Callum's on an outlap. And
Yeah,
everybody behind him.
I was totally looking at the wrong place on the map.
See, were you looking at the bottom straight? Because I do the same thing. Yeah. No, yeah, it's weird where the pit lane is on the track map. I was doing the same thing earlier and getting very confused. Dan Jude, though, think this is gonna be. Oh well,
Oh,
maybe not now.
I don't think that's gonna count.
I
That
don't
counts.
think so.
I'll be disappointed. I am not disappointed.
And there goes
Definitely count.
Pete as well,
Brad's
not
gonna
improving. And yeah, I think Brad's on an outlap.
Brad crosses the line now. Gonna
maybe
improve.
not.
P11.
Maybe
P11
not on an
for
outlap.
Brad.
Excellent.
He was on
And
the fast
yeah,
lap.
Callum was on an outlap, so it was only Brad there that was on an actual race lap. And there we go. That is the end of our qualifying session.
Rate the qualifying anyway. Don't go through the order because we'll wait for that in a bit.
Yep, well, I'm going to get my race beer.
Okay, well, I'll rate the qualifying because
Excellent.
the qualifying was meh. Like we kept saying, it's a bit spread out because I think, yeah, last week we only about tenths or hundredths splitting the order. We do definitely have some hundredths and some tenths splitting them, but the 7-second gap between first and 18th, which is a giant, goddamn enormous gap. Definitely the smallest gap that I've seen is 100th there. Oh, jeez, there's a 3,000th gap. 10th, 100th, yeah, 10,000, 3,000, sorry, gap between James and Paul. Where's the other? There's no other James. There's no James sandwich. That's amazing. Then I massively doubt there's any smaller gap than that, because there isn't. But to get to the grip now, they're at the grip. Alex is in. Looking at Ferg right now, but here is Alex in P1, followed by Martin in P2. This is a very, very close angled camera shot on these. Steve in P3 in his BMW did a really nice time in that. We're at the Bud. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Callum's in P4. Apparently TV1 is in P5 according to my shit. Well, I don't think we are, because Pete is in P6 in the Marlboro Shell and Honda, the McLaren thinged livery. I think Dave, yep, Dave's P7, followed by new Stu 2 in P8. I assume he's in as a Scottish boy, Henry, I think.
Hello, I'm back.
Hi, yeah, no,
Your positions are sounding a bit weird.
Dave P7, Stuart P8, Andy P9.
I've got.
It's all the way over. Pete P5, Dave P6.
I think all of these are. Oh God, no.
What?
I've got Callum P5.
Callum
on
P5.
the official results
P4?
page. Yep. No, Pete's P4. Steve P3, Martin P2.
God
Alex
damn it,
P1.
TV1, you're ruining everything. Anyway, what I was going to say, Henry, before the lights go out, James and Paul have a 3,000th difference in terms of qualifying.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're right. That is
ridiculous.
Madness. That is impressive, guys. Very, very close. Hopefully that'll translate into a good fight. I'll let you do the start.
Oh, there's a start coming up. The lights are off. Right now as I come up towards the sharp right-hander of the Indian Grand Prix. And there's a lot of touching going on. Martin somehow keeps it together in his Nissan. And he's definitely going to get P2. Alex storming away in P1. We can't see much behind because of the camera angle. But there's lots of changes happening. You can see in the leaderboard on the left-hand side of your screen.
And we've lost some cars there in those collisions.
Yep. Oh, there's some cars going in the gravel.
Oh, and Callum has lost out massively from that. Callum is now at the back of the pack from P5 on the grid.
Is excellent because Alex is in all the way in P1. Steve under pressure from Pete, but it looks like Pete's going to go very much wide. Maybe it'll move some more positions. The Dave is not going to lose that position to Dave because he's going to keep in under pressure. Pete maybe even look again onto Dave. There's lots of things happening down in the grid. Henrik, can you see anything that's happening majorly? Because Colin's going to lose out because he's gone off wide.
Many things happening majorly. Of course, we lost Callum. It looks like Brad has lost a lot of positions towards the back of the grid. Adam McQueen dropping back. Hasib dropping back. The first few seem to have stayed vaguely in the order that they started in. We've got Alex, then Martin, then Steve. But it has been pandemonium so far this race. It's definitely been
pandemonium because you saw James with a car behind him. I'm not quite sure who it was. It might have been Callum. I don't know if it was, but Brad's going to go past Callum, and I think that's going... not going side by side. Brad's going side by side with someone. I think it's going to go a bit wide, and Brad's going to go hit the wall. We've lost Brad. Brad's going to go face first into the wall, and James Gray's going to hit someone else. Not quite. No, I don't want to say someone else, but I think he's hit Callum. Yeah, Callum's going to go off. Going to lose a few places, but someone else is going to... Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening right now? Steve's gained some places. So we look at the... I think this works. Progress. Ian has gained 10 positions in the first lap.
Yep,
Paul
up into P8.
Paul has gained 3. Andy gained 2. Dave gained 1. Alex stayed the same. Martin stayed the same. Steve has stayed the same. And Peter stayed the same. So just 5. The position 5 all the way down is all changing a lot.
It is indeed, and Martin very much challenging Alex still, and they're actually mid-battle right now, coming through the S's up into turn 6 and 7. And Steve hanging right onto that fight as well.
We're on board with Adam, Dan, and Stu. Adam goes diving down the inside after the long AF straight. And we're going to switch between them because James Gray definitely looks like he's under pressure from Callum. And James Gray goes very much on the grass through the Tilka S's. And it looks like everyone except the car that we were watching is going to... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did Callum lose it there?
It was Callum. It was Callum. Callum's going to lose it. Lost the back end. Lost the traction. And he's dropped all the way down to P14. He's going to be under pressure from Dan now.
And he's going to have a bit of damage from that too.
Go around the Indian spoon.
And he's going to have his work cut out from Callum to try and recover in this race. Quite a big loss in the first couple of laps there. Very unfortunate.
Doesn't look very good for him, does it? Martin Buchanan. Martin Buchanan. I'm just saying his first name, sorry. Martin.
Oh, and Callum's actually gone for the move there on Dan, and he's gotten that taken. Yeah, I think he's all the way past. And yeah, nicely done.
Martin is definitely putting the pressure on Alex, who we thought might drive away from this. Well, I thought anyway. And he's definitely got the slipstream to do it. Alex is going to go down, defend the inside, while Martin's going to go around the outside to go down turn 1. Can't Martin do anything about this? Doesn't look like he's going to get much done. Or is he? Because they are almost side by side. They are side by side. As they come up to the left-hander, Alex is going to get the inside. He's going to get it done. No, because Alex does very, very well to hold on to that position. As Martin was definitely putting under pressure. They're coming up to some more turns. They're coming up to the Indian spoon.
And as we were watching that, Dan has taken P15 from Adam.
So Adam may have had a bit of an issue because he's lost it to Stu as well, apparently.
And it looks like Andy and Dave are pretty close as well. Andy on the bumper of Dave, they're having a little fight as well. So, oh, and who's this? That's Hasib in the wall, losing a position to Callum and rejoining the track.
Right, gotta stay on board with Andy as he comes right up the arse of Dave. Gonna have to back out a bit because Dave definitely parked it on the apex. Did real well to slow Andy down for this other long straight. And Dave is gonna pull away in his Audi versus Andy's McLaren. And does, to be fair, does do quite well.
And, oh, that's Brad taking a position from Hasib and Dan. Dan's on the grass. I think Dan and Hasib have had a collision there. They have, both turning round and letting Brad back through. And Brad, another driver who lost quite a few places on the start there. He's down in P16 now from P11 on the grid. It looks like we just missed Stewart overtaking Ian for P8.
Callum looks like he's going to get past Ferg. I think he's going to get that done quite easily as they come down the pit. No, not the pit straight because I keep getting that wrong. Adam's in the
long back straight.
The long back straight. Adam McQueen, number 69, definitely going to lose another position into P17 now for him. Martin still putting pressure on Alex, not gonna run away with this. Alex, like he probably wanted to, and gain the track position, gain the gap that I wanted, maybe for the pits. But
yeah, those top four are all holding pretty small gaps, so we've got a fight on our hands there. It'll be very interesting to see.
I'll tell you what, I've got a news flash. Boris Johnson is self-isolating after close contact with a positive COVID person. There you go, Henry.
Thank you for sharing important information. Didn't he have COVID before?
He did,
yeah,
yeah.
he did, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, you can catch it twice, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like, yep, Stu's gotten that position for P8 there easily from Ian. Ian going a bit wide on the last corner.
Stu 2 getting positions like it's no one's business because he definitely struggled after the thing. Ferg's having a bit of a spin, getting himself back onto the track in P15. James.
And James taking P10 from Colin there as well, down that pit straight.
Yeah, James is going to try and put some pressure on Ian in front of him. Both in
James
the Audi.
taking a very bad line into that corner. That's going to let Colin have another look. Colin's exit wasn't great though.
I was going to say, yeah.
Dip into the slipstream though. Yeah, he's gaining now. Pulls alongside down this really long straight. I think he's going to get the move done before they hit the corner.
This is a great camera angle to see what the fight's happening. Inside, looking at the driver. Definitely one I want to see, but looks like I've fixed it. Oh no, we're going to change. Never mind, we don't want to see that because it's deep. You can overtake him. We'll stay on board with these two.
James is coming back. He got a much better run around that corner. Colin was a little bit kind of tentative on the brakes there and actually backing out here to let James in, but I don't think there's much he's going to be able to do here. I think James has re-secured P10 for the time being.
Yep, definitely looks like that way because we're going through the Tilke corners, which are famously very difficult to pass, especially if you go very wide like that.
And Andy is still all over Dave for P5, and I think he's going to get a good exit here on the second to last corner. They're alongside each other. Andy's on the outside for last corner, but he's got such a good drive. Let's see what he's like on the brakes. It looks like Dave's actually gone deep. Oh, they nearly touched, but Andy just about dodges him. And, yeah, unfortunately not quite going to get that position.
Sorry to the viewers there, because we only had inboard shots apparently, not outboard shots.
Ooh, and that's a bit of a dive down turn one. Andy's gone deep. But I think actually he might get away with that. He has.
He is.
Andy's gotten that position. But Dave's now going for a dive into turn 3. Oh, and he's going to get away with that too. These guys giving each other just enough space here. And we're going to watch them drive side by side all the way down the 1 kilometre straight here.
Is it exactly 1 kilometre, Henry?
1.06 kilometres.
There we go, that's what I thought it was. Anyway, Colin gonna lose a position to Callum, and I think he lost one to James as well, but he's going to come back at Callum. I think he was. Yeah, he's going to come back at Callum. As we come down the long 1.06 kilometre straight.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I got it, easy. Braking hard after the long straight. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? Oh, but looks like James is going to lose it. James definitely didn't have it. He's going to lose 2 positions to Colin and Callum. And looks like Colin might actually be able to save this. James has actually lost another position to Ian. Dropped all the way down to P12. Shut up,
And
Lee.
while we've been watching that fight, Andy and Dave are still trading places. And actually, their fight is bringing Paul into play as well. So Paul catching up to that fight for P5. Quite a lot going on there.
Brad has some damage. Definitely has some damage on his windscreen.
As we were following Callum, they're already back up into P10, so quite a strong recovery even now from his opening laps. Not quite back to where he qualified yet, but still plenty of time to go. Only 12 minutes into this hour-long race.
And the Wanny catchphrase. Things are starting to stretch out a bit and getting a bit boring now.
It's true, we've still got a very small gap between Alex and Martin for P1.
Yeah,
but
it's not a small gap.
It's it's 0.8 of a second, but
It's just small.
Just that Martin isn't really closing. That's what I was going to say. Like he's not fighting. He's just following at the moment.
Speaking of
looks of things.
small gaps, Paul Harrison flashing to go around Andy. Andy's going to take the inside. Looks like he's going to get the better line, but Paul's going to give the better drive out of the other corner. I think we're in the second to last corner. Are we?
No, I think we're coming into turn 5 now.
No, we're going through the Tilka, the Tilka corners, I think.
And it looks like Paul has secured that.
Returns with Chinese.
Oh, perfect.
Excellent.
Can you ask Lee if he's...
And Paul running
Lee's
over the
not
grass
here.
there.
Well, Lee is here. He's in the chat. Why do you still want to do it?
I'll do the Chinese job,
But
very, very stressful.
okay.
And also,
Oh, Callum there gaining a position from Colin, who has crashed out of the circuit, and that's going to give Ian that position as well, past Colin. Colin's rejoined now, and he's doing okay. So Callum and Ian both getting some positions there up into P9 and P10 respectively. And I think Danny's probably had to mute for a minute. He has. That's totally fine. I don't know who is watching, but I'll keep us informed on what's going on. That fight between Dave, Paul and Andy opening up a little bit now. Paul pulling a bit of a gap and Dave pulling a bit of a gap too. Stuart is driving, new Stu that is driving all by himself in P8. Big gaps on each side, 10 seconds in either direction. So Stuart enjoying a bit of a bubble there that he's driving in. Martin still tantalizingly close to Alex, but not quite making any moves. Steve following them a little bit behind in P3, Pete in P4, Dave in P5, Paul in P6, Andy in P7. And yeah, we're about 15 minutes in now. And as Danny has just said, his catchphrase, they're all pulling away from each other a little bit. We got some big old gaps going on. Thank you, Lee. I do my best. I jumped around a bit left and right there. I didn't quite know what I was doing. I'm switching on to autocam, and we'll see if any fights jump out. It looks like Colin is actually having a bit of a look at Ian here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but Colin coming into turn 5, very difficult to follow through this middle sector of the track. It seems like once drivers get here, they're not really able to fight very much because the lines that you need to take are quite specific. You can't really run too wide through here. And Colin bouncing all over the curbs there and losing a position to James. Colin down into P12, and that was a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like most of the chances for overtakes are going to be on these long straights into the heavy braking zones, as you would expect. As Andy there setting a personal best lap of 156.2. The leaders are currently running in the low to mid 154s.
Microphone
So
activated.
Andy about 2 seconds off the leader's pace there.
I'm back.
But still running pretty fast as Danny comes back to the commentary desk. Welcome back.
I got a free Chinese.
Damn, Daniel. What sort of Chinese?
Salt and
What have
pepper
you got?
chicken.
Oh, lovely. We haven't had a salt and pepper chicken in ages.
No, that's just disappointment. As I look at it, Alex is definitely still under pressure from Martin. Only 3 attempts.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little close.
Yet.
No, nothing yet, but it looks like maybe it's about to. As we're seeing a lot of drivers struggling in this middle sector. I'm seeing people get loose. You saw Alex there taking a bit too much curb and getting a bit loose. That's definitely the pain point for these drivers at the moment.
Is it the Tilcaresses you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
There you go. Very much. F1 cars don't like them. I doubt GT3 cars will like them. Obviously less downforce, but still have to deal with dirty air.
And Martin with the largest wing what you have ever seen, bearing down on Alex now.
You leave the GT3 out, Nissan GTR out of this. Because it looks like he's going to get on the inside. He definitely is going to get the position done. I think he is. Definitely going to get the position done for now, but, Alex is going to go back. Why would you... Autocam, why? I think Martin, I don't think he's going to get it done, actually. Turn
He's
Autocam
pulling
off
back
now.
forwards now.
He's going to go down the inside. Is he going to get it done, though? Is he going to brake later than Alex in his Lamborghini? For now, he is. He's going to get a better traction. I don't think he is.
Alex going for the cutback again.
But I think Martin will have the inside line for this. He will, but he's not going to take much advantage of it. Alex is going to get the inside for this line. It looks like going to get that position held for now at least.
Alex had a bit of a tank slapper halfway through there. Nearly lost the rear of the car. Very good job holding that one. And all of this is letting Steve creep ever so closer to this fight. Now only 1.6 seconds behind them. He was a little bit further before.
It was what I was going to say. But these two are still definitely battling out for P1. 41 minutes to go. 20 minutes gone. Still plenty of time. Still plenty of time for pit stops to play a part in this as we come around the final Shanghai corner. On the pit straight, doesn't look like much has changed since I last left. Except this, weirdly, the actual fight for P1 and 2 is the most exciting fight right now.
Yes, indeed. It does look like Dan, down in P16, is putting a bit of a challenge onto Hasib in P15. And also looks like... I'm not sure. No, yeah, they're pulling away from each other. So, yeah, there was a little bit of a fight going on between Andy and...
I'm going to say Paul. Paul's just absolutely fucked it, yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like Andy's taken that position now, up into P6.
Yeah, Paul slided a while around.
Yeah. Earlier on I was saying that new Stu is in a bubble. He's
in a Henry bubble.
He's got 10 seconds in front of him and 10 seconds behind him to the next cars. And Callum is also in a bubble, driving all by himself. But that front four, Alex through Pete, still actually all pretty close to each other.
Is he trying to get his position back, but I think he's going to lose out. Oh, also trying to get that position. Doesn't look like he's going to get for these few corners as they go around the Tilka corners. As he come up to the Indian spoon as Hisibus goes around the first corner.
And Rod asks if Paul's getting a reputation for spinning.
Yeah.
I think he might be, a little bit.
Has Paul span a lot?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
No,
Well,
I'm not sure, but I
just-
think I think so.
Just because Rod asked, yeah.
Yeah. He is now, because of you, you've triggered it.
Paul Spinner.
Spinala Paul.
Yeah.
Is, after today, the anti-Seb Vettel.
Uh,
Zero
yeah.
spins from Vettel. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Bottas spun
you can't just do that over. You can't just do that over one race, though, Henry.
But Bottas spun like 12 times. Sabotas? Spinotta. Spinotta Bottas. Read it on the internet, it must be true, yeah. Exactly. We're with you. We heard it from you,
I read
and you read it on the
that
internet.
Hamilton's not a good driver and he's only good because of his car.
Yeah. I mean, sure. 100%.
Anyway, racing. 37 minutes,
Racing.
not much. No one's gone into the pits, right?
No, we've had no pit stops so far. I am keeping my eye to see if anybody dives in early, but looks like we're gonna see most people sticking to the halfway through the stint strategy. 30 minutes pit, 30 minutes. We do sometimes see some early pit stops for damage, but I guess in this race the drivers got lucky on the damage front.
Which is why I'm surprised, like, Brad hasn't pitted. Or someone else, because...
Yeah, I mean, people have definitely gotten some damage, but if it's drivable, then probably best to stick with it. I suppose. I don't know.
Ooh, there we go. This is why I like ACTV right now, because Alex is on the mediums, done 12 laps. Martin's on the softs, apparently. Done 12 laps. So is Steve, so is Pete, so is Dave, so is Andy on the softs. Paul on the mediums, Stuart on the softs, Callum's on the mediums, so is James, so is Colin, Ian, Brad, and the rest of the grid are on mediums. But no one's pitted right now. So for some reason, it doesn't seem like... Actually, no, I guess it does, because most of the softs are up the front, except for Alex, who's on the mediums. And Paul, who's in P7.
And I don't know if the cameras caught this, but Colin just took P11 from Ian. Didn't see the move, but there we go. Colin up into P11. And
I feel like I've said this before. Do you think, like... ACTV has, like, an F1 mode? Where it doesn't capture, like, lower down battles? Just ignores them, just for P1.
Yeah, I think it's meant to, but I tried turning it on and I don't think it worked for me.
Mine's just not going away. Please go away.
But I don't know. I've been thinking about that, and I have a theory about something we could do. But it's not going to be like the easiest thing. But remind me after the race. When I say not the easiest thing, it'll be really easy once it's implemented, but making it will be tricky. But if I can convince Callum, convince Callum that it's a good idea, then we're on for a winner. I've got a great idea to make our spectating lives easier and our camera lives better in general. But yeah, we'll see if we get to that. And Colin definitely securing that position there, and Martin falling back a little bit now from Alex. And that could be thanks to your excellent strategy tyre information. The soft tyres starting to lose that bit of performance as they run towards the 30-minute mark.
I mean, Colin's on the mediums, but yeah.
No, Martin.
Martin.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Martin's on the softs, right?
Sorry if I said Colin. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was talking about. Maybe I didn't say it. But anyway, yeah, Martin falling away from Alex might be the softs going off. Maybe.
Anyway, for some reason, a sidebar, you know, where it shows all the apps. We'll go there.
Oh,
Paul's got past
Paul.
Andy.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
on the
racing.
long pit straight.
Brum, 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 brum.
And I guess that means he got a nice run into turn 3 from that uphill. Here's a nice place to put a bit of a fight on. Yep, turn 3.
Turn 3.
This is turn 4 now that they're coming into. And Andy is going to maybe get... Oh no, Paul's gotten a better drive out of that exit. So it looks like Andy's not going to be able to fight back there. Paul up into P6. Have you tried... Is the Assetto Corsa window, like, in focus? Do you know what I mean?
You mean I've clicked on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you scroll your mouse, like, onto the thing and then off it, it doesn't go. For me, like, fiddling it around on the edge of the screen usually makes it go, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think it's just stuck there for some reason. Anyway, we'll deal with it, I think. You can see all my apps. You want to talk about the apps?
Lovely, lovely apps you got there. And, yeah, Andy not quite managing to charge back here, but actually suddenly it looks like that gap between Alex and Martin has gotten a little bit smaller again.
Definitely.
Not quite making a challenge smaller, but smaller. I'm going to have a look down the field, see if anything else is going on. It looks like Colin is making a move on Ian right now for P11. Or maybe... Colin had that position previously, so I don't know if he made a mistake and dropped back. But either that or Ian is just hanging on very well to the back of Colin there. We did see Colin take this position a couple of laps ago.
So you know, I can't actually turn autocam off anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because it's behind the sidebar window.
Ah. Problematic.
Yeah.
Problematic. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. I'll do my best to talk through.
And there's
and
a spin.
It looks like Martin and Alex are about to come up to some blue flags there ahead of them. That is Ferg and Hasib, who are fighting for position, P17 and 18 there. The leaders are coming around to lap as they come into the final corner, and it looks like, actually, has he gone wide or is he going into the pits?
Why not both?
I can't tell.
He's gone into the pits.
Is going into the pits. So that is our first pit stop, I believe, with 31 minutes to go. Ferg pitting from P17, 18, P18.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, Tower thinks that everybody has had a pit stop so far.
Fun. Well, if it thinks that Ferg's had 2 after this, then at least it works, as Dave Gill is also now coming into the pits. And he is coming into the pits out of P5. So that is one of the front runners coming into the pits, and it looks like also Paul Harrison from P6 also pitting right now.
Yep.
So P5 and P6 are in the pit lane.
Apparently you need to add 1 to the pits. Because it feels like everybody has had a pit, except for people that have had 2 pits, because everybody apparently is spinning everywhere. Every time I cut to someone, they're spinning. Steve and Paul paid.
That is Callum running up into 7th now, but not actually in 7th, obviously, because still owing us a pit stop. I'll keep my eye on the pit lane. And it
Anyway,
looks like Ian going into the pits as well. Pitting from 13th. Yes.
feel like.
Oh, and the leaders are coming into the pits now.
Oh, okay.
Alex and Martin both coming into the pits. Is Steve going to follow them? Looks like he is. So nobody there going for a bit of a different strategy. And it looks like Pete is also coming into the pits. So none of those guys opting to try and stay out a bit longer to go for the overcut. All of them thinking, if the leader's pitting, I'm pitting. So our top 5 now have all gone into the pits. What were you going to say, Danny?
I was going to say, I think I might restart.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
Oh, okay, no,
Do it, it's fine. I'll try and keep my eye on what's going on. These guys are coming back out of the pit lane now. And, of course, as you would expect, staying in the same order there. Andy Turnbull coming into the pits from P7. And it looks like New Stu is electing to stay out a little bit longer. As is Callum staying out. Not yet diving into the pits there. And we continue. Doesn't look like there are too many fights going on right now, apart from it looks like New Stu and Pete actually right next to each other there. But I think that is due to New Stu not yet having given us a pit stop, and Pete having given us a pit stop.
You're back. Okay, right, no, yeah, I was muted for a while because I was eating, but I'm back. So I might have some things wrong with my tower.
Some things, TM. I had to swap. I had to swap back to the Competizione tower because the new one just didn't work. Like in the race, it was really like I only had like 3 drivers' names and there were huge gaps between them. And when they started swapping, they were stacking on top of each other. All sorts of bad things were happening. It was broken.
That's yeah, as Lee and Lando Norris said, it's
broken.
Broken. Yeah. Anyway, Martin is in P2. Alex, keeping him off because he is in P1.
Oh, and I should. Yep, on my pit stop, Stu is coming out of the pits now. Hasib just came into the pits. And
Ian's going to get past Studer.
Most of our drivers now having given us a pit stop. And Stuart, new Stu, going very wide into the pit lane. Maybe hadn't tried the pit entry yet. But there he goes. And Callum still electing to stay out. So Callum takes P5 there, but he does owe us a pit stop.
Callum, you owe me 1 pit stop, as they say in Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Oh, damn it, I thought you were going to pick him on it.
Oh no, new Stu overshot his pit box a little bit there and had to reverse
new
into
Stu.
It's going to cost
so
him
much
quite
faith
a lot
in your
here.
new Stu.
Yeah.
Stu 2. Anyway, Henry.
Yes.
Have you watched the new Mandalorian? Hold.
I did.
Okay, right. We'll
so
talk
good.
about it after the stream.
Yes.
Just in case anybody watches.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it. Don't want to spoil it for everyone. Guys, if you haven't watched The Mandalorian, watch The Mandalorian. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Did you do you agree with me what I said? It was like the best episode this season so far.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Great episode. We will talk. I want to ask you something. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
I have some questions.
Okay.
They're great questions.
Okay.
But I only have one question.
Donald. Fucking hell.
All my friends have questions. Oh dear. And now, all of a sudden, huge
Dan.
gaps everywhere.
Dan's pitted.
Dan,
Dan has pitted. Adam
Mr. Two Songs himself.
Yep. Oh, that's a great second nickname. Yeah, I like that, Rod. But no, we've seen the episode after that now.
Oh
Watching
no,
episode
yeah,
after.
no, that episode terrified me.
Really?
Actually,
You,
it wasn't. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
You played Fallen Order. Yeah, it's them in them.
Oh, yeah, but it's okay when I can kill
Eminem.
them.
All right.
When I can kill them, fine. But yeah, no, it was a bit like, ugh. But I think they were far enough away from spiders that it wasn't actually that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they had that kind of fantasy edge to them that made them not that bad for me. Oh my god. I think Danny just got attacked by a spider. In the commentary box.
There was a wine incident. It was fine.
Oh no. Not another one.
Right, Andy has not pitted because Calm's pitted now. He always fucking leaves it to the last second. Thinking is Lewis Hamilton talking to Bonner. But gonna keep it going right now on his new set of tyres. What can he do with them, Henry? What can a new set of tyres do to someone?
Change their life, Danny. That's all I have to say.
So the only damage league that could be done right now is wine to the pedals.
Wind to the pedals. Oh, that's fine. Pedals are very fixable devices. You'll be okay. And Callum now up into P9 after that pit stop. And potentially in range of Andy here? We'll have to see what the pace is like on these new tyres. But looking at their average lap time, I would say that Callum might have a chance here of closing that gap. We'll see how it goes. Having a look through to see.
Look at it and I have a disappointed Wannicam, is it? And oh, it's not working.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And it looks like Dan and Ian are having a bit of a fight. Although actually, there is quite the gap there. They were close, but it looks like Dan is falling away from Ian there. P13.
Anyway, I will only blame Abigail for the distractions, trying to annoy me as usual. Oh, no repercussions for saying that. Anyway.
And Martin again now right on the back of Alex. Have we got tyre information, Danny? Is Martin back on another set of softs here?
Martin is on softs, yeah.
And is Alex still on mediums?
Alex is on softs now.
Ah, okay. But
apparently
still,
they've done the same amount of laps on the softs.
yeah. Well, they both pitted at the same time.
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah. So
Just change the softs. Tell you what, Paul is on the hards. Not quite sure why.
interesting
But
choice.
I feel
there.
like the hards were a no-go.
Yeah, maybe an accident in the pit stop setup. Who knows? Might have
As I can
fat
think of.
fingered it.
Yeah, because softs on Alex, softs on Martin, softs on Steve. Pete is a soft boy. Dave is a soft boy. Paul is a hard boy. Andy is a soft boy. Callum, soft boy. Stuart, soft boy. James softs. Colin is on the mediums. Only done 3 laps on them. Brad has done 19 laps on his mediums, but he's going to get overtaken. Because I don't know why. Henry?
I also have not seen what is going on there, but if
Oh,
Brad is
they're
on
side by side,
19
actually, that's why. And I think he's going to lose that position because I feel like Brad's going to get the better track position. He is. And I've got so high pitched, but I've got high pitched.
But that would suggest to me that Brad still needs to pit. So,
Yeah, if I had the pit information, I would tell you it, Henry.
well, if his tyres are 19 laps old, they've only done 19 laps.
He's
Unless he didn't change his tyres in his pit stop, which would be a very brave
I
strategy.
feel like no. Okay, I feel like mine's wrong.
Okay.
Because
Oh, and it
Alex-
looks like Dan has actually just crashed out of that fight there.
Alex is pitted, right?
Alex has pitted,
And he's
yes.
done 20 laps on his softs apparently.
Ah, okay, right. So that, yeah, that information maybe isn't correct then.
God damn it, Ted.
Ugh. Head. We need to get him some new shorts and sort him out.
And get him some new glasses, am I right?
Wine glasses.
I need some of them.
Oh, did you spill? Oh no.
Yeah, you know I did, Henry.
I didn't know you'd spilt like all of it.
Right, I've got some.
Oh, okay, alright.
I actually didn't spill that much. And my pedals are upside down, so hopefully gravity, like. Anyway,
Who's that?
got
Ian?
back to intervals.
Oh no, that is Ian and Stu coming down the pit straight pretty close to each other, but not quite close enough for Ian to have a look quite yet.
But the gap right now to watch is definitely Alex and Martin.
Yeah, this gap, Martin is holding on to Alex really well. It seems like he does have a little bit more pace in him, but Alex making that Lamborghini as wide as a barn door.
If Martin gets past Alex, I have a feeling he will drive away with it, but it's all about getting past him. I'm not going to get past him in the Tilka S's, because it's very difficult to get past anything. Even if you're the person in front of you is in a lawnmower, you're in an F1 car, it will get very difficult to get past you. Watching Hasib right now, don't know why, because he's 21 seconds behind Ferg with the person in front of him. Maybe it's because Andy behind him is trying to lap him, but is doing unsuccessfully. Don't know. No, I didn't say that right, but I finally did. Anyway, Martin in his Nissan hunting down Alex. Looks like this is definitely going to be a one-stop, as most of the other races have been. It's only been a 12-hour race, not a 24-hour race in terms of timings. Not actually IRL. It's always an hour long. But the time progression goes from day to night to day, from the exact same time as Martin almost rear ends Alex. Henry, thoughts?
Not many.
Okay, right. Anyway, Martin.
Sorry, carry on. it just tickled me.
What do you mean?
There's nothing going on right now.
That's my faults as well. Anyway, but yeah, I'm shocked because Martin and Alex are still so close together. And usually, the fight for P1 is not the fight that we're watching.
Yeah, Martin and Alex, pretty much the only cars that are actually racing for position that are even vaguely close to each other right now. The gaps are huge. Alex to Martin, half a second. Then Steve is 7 seconds behind them. Pete, 14 seconds behind. Dave, 19 seconds behind. Then 9 seconds back to Paul, another 8 seconds to Andy, 9 seconds to Callum, 12 seconds to Stuart, new Stu that is. It goes on and on. The gaps are massive right now between the drivers, apart from this fight for first place.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I think Ian just killed someone. Okay,
That
didn't
was-
actually kill him.
That was
somehow.
Ian and Stu,
Yeah,
who are
Ian-
actually fighting for
Yeah,
position right
I don't
now.
know, Stu stayed on the track. It looked like Ian absolutely cleaned him out, but he didn't. So, I guess that was fine. I don't know. It might look like fine on my screen, but anyway.
Yeah, and Ian has actually taken that position there. Ian was in P15 and is now taken P...
Did just say that, Henry.
Sorry, my
I think.
apologies. Well, I've said it again now.
Oh.
And Martin's actually making a challenge now
he's
up
gonna
into
go
turn
inside.
3. Alex is going to stay on the outside here, not going for the cutback. Looks like he's got a good run. He's going to be able to pull alongside on the inside of the track. But actually, no, he is pulling a little bit closer. It seems like as the gear changes happen, Martin's gaining a little bit, but Alex is definitely forwards now. Who's braver on the brakes? They're both about the same. Alex is keeping his car wide, and Martin doesn't quite get the place again. Alex doing some great defending here to hold P1.
Yeah, it's so fucking frustrating for Martin, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, he's been there all race. All race he's been right there.
he's tried his best.
And it's getting to crunch time now. He's only got 14 minutes left in this race. It's a long time, but in the grand scheme of these hour-long races, not that long.
Yeah, any one of them could have a bit of a spin, and that's basically game over because these two have been battling it out all race, all 1 hour. Even through the pit stops, no one's overcut, no one's undercut because they've just been flying around India together. I feel like does India have like a flying Brit, flying Scotsman, don't matter. Anyway, Martin going down the pit straight, right up in the arse of Alex, as he's basically been watching all the way through. Dave not under pressure from Pete's not under pressure from Dave because of the 22-second gap. So I think there was a lot coming around that because Martin's still is going to go down the inside. No, that's not on the inside.
Outside.
Anyway, he's going down the outside. Definitely not going to get done. Let's go down a long straight.
And it seems like Martin is always, every lap, he's getting a really good exit out of turn 1. We saw him last time, you know, alongside Alex by the time they'd reached turn 3. And it's because of that turn 1 exit is a lot better for Martin. And but he just needs to be able to then transfer that good exit into an overtake. But if he's paying attention and trying to learn from these laps, hopefully, if he keeps having that good exit, he can capitalise on it.
Yeah, it's kind of seeming like right now it's a typical I'm doing the better sector than you are. Like, I'm better at sector 1 than you are, you're better than sector 2 than I am. And they keep catching up between each other in different sectors.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Definitely doing better at each other in different corners. But Martin's not He's not. Oh, that's some nice little off-track action from Alex. Definitely not getting the position done. But I feel like if he can get it done, and get it done, get it done, he will get it done. But it does. He keeps getting it done on the straights, which Alex can definitely get back on him because of the slipstream.
And let's see what this turn 1 is like. I'm going to pay attention to it this time and see whether I'm right with Martin getting a better exit here. He's braking a little bit later there. Takes more of that apex, and yeah, you can see right there he's closed that gap massively. Yeah, really good out of turn 1. And it's giving him the inside again into turn 3. But he's going to compromise his line. It's deja vu as Alex is going to
deja vu.
Come up the inside there, and he's got the inside coming down towards turn 4.
This is not the place you want to have deja vu, and definitely not have the better line out of the exit of the corner as they come up uphill, over the crest, wide, over the crest as Henry does his rally calls.
And there are feet between those two cars there, and Martin almost holds the outside, but not quite. I think he gives Alex a little tap there, but he just about got away with it, and we're back into the S's where Alex has been faster so far. And yeah, so again, that turn 1 exit, really good for Martin. Needs to try and get the inside on that long straight, I think. If he gets the inside on that long straight, he's got it.
I feel like, compared to the last lap, Martin is a lot closer. So
he is.
Do something about that as we go around Indian Spoon. Still very close to the Lamborghini in front of him. I mean, I'm very happy that I'm actually watching a first place fight rather than, oh yeah, that person's definitely won. Anyway,
Indeed, it is very exciting today. And
round the last corner.
Brad's had a crash
Excellent.
down in P12 and is struggling to get going again, but he's got a good gap to dance, so I think he'll be okay.
Right, they're gonna cross the finish line. 9 minutes 20 seconds to go as Martin is coming up on his favourite part of this track. Gonna go right up in the arse of Alex. Only 2 tenths separating them right now as they come around the tricky section until they come onto a strong right-hander onto the long straight. Can Martin do anything about the slipstream? The big old car of the Nissan GTR right behind this the sleek car of the Lamborghini. Doesn't look like he's going to get much done. Is he going to go down the inside? Is he going to pull out? But I think he's going to make a position. Ooh, what was that? I think he might rock a bit later than Alex extended it.
I'm just having a quick look at Stu down in P16. Having a bit of a challenge here with Ferg, but actually he's just gone wide on the last corner and is now dropping quite far away. Never mind.
Yep. Just another point to make. The only thing that's happening right now is P1 and P2. Try and get a better camera angle. Great, he's having a bit of a battle. No, he's not. He's probably being lapped by something. Oh, Martin doing very wide there. That's definitely going to cost half a second, maybe even more. He's now a second behind Alex with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It's going to cost him quite a bit, unless he can definitely gain that much. And if he does gain that much, definitely deserves to be in front of Alex. But Alex has definitely been defending that too much. Not too much, but enough.
Just the right amount.
No, it's not illegal. It's been defending very well. Yeah, good job, Winnie.
And it looks like, yeah, Martin's going to need another lap to close this gap back up a bit, but that gives him some time to maybe reset and think about
No, he
his
doesn't,
attack.
because Martin's only 3 attempts behind him after the first corner.
Well, yeah, but then they're going into the middle sector where we know that Alex is quicker.
Henry.
Oh, you're trying to make it exciting. Okay, sorry.
Exciting.
Oh,
Because
actually,
Martin
it is exciting.
Go down the inside. He is going to go down the inside.
I'm sure they're going to give Alex a cutback.
No, he's not, because Alex is still stuck behind the ginormous GTR. He's right up in the inside. Oh, he's going to go down the inside. Outside. Is he out the outside?
Surely not. He is.
Don't know why I'm...
And he's bumped him a little bit there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was maybe a bit naughty as he cuts across the grass on the next corner. I would say that was just about fair, but still a little love tap there as Alex pushes his way back into the lead. And I think that was a bit of the commentator's curse there when I said nothing was going to happen, and then it did.
Curse.
Yeah,
I was like, "Are you sure, Henry? Are you sure?"
Do you really want to make this call right now? I shouldn't have done.
I'm all for one for saying fuck it, I'm bored. But I was like,
Donkey Kong. I don't know why he's asking about Donkey Kong.
Because I think
Martin had the drift bunt move. Yeah,
Martin had I think it's because Martin had a bit of a drift on the grass.
I must have missed that one. I was going to mention. I said earlier I was talking about Callum maybe being in range of Andy. Looking at it now, 5.5 minutes left. Callum is lapping faster than Andy, but I don't think he's lapping fast enough to catch up before the end of the race right now. But he is closing that gap, so I'll keep an eye on it.
So what we predicted at the start has happened, but I feel like it's took a bit longer than we thought. The gap's opening up quite a lot. We did expect this.
Yeah.
But
from the qualifying, we saw the times were quite spread out, and it's stayed that way in the race, as you see.
Ian actually gets past Dan as soon as we say that.
And that must have been a mistake from Dan, because as they crossed the line last time, there was a 6-second gap between those two cars. That's either maybe must have been something going on there with Dan, I think. And both Alex and Martin taking the grass shortcut this lap. If you do it, I can do it too. And seems totally reasonable to me as they're coming up on a back marker there, coming round the horseshoe in India. And that is James Gray. Spoon, sorry. Why did I say horseshoe? And that is James Gray. So they're lapping the P10 driver right now from the lead. And he gets well out of the way, basically stops there to let them through. But he does have a huge gap behind him and in front of him. So no reason to not be gentlemanly and let them through there. As they are so close and fighting for the lead.
I'll tell you what, Henry. I feel like I said this earlier, but I did say this earlier, didn't I? I haven't had to use the one you disappointed cam.
I think I'm disappointed that you haven't had to use the disappointed cam. It's a great camera.
Everyone's been doing alright, does not?
Yeah.
Not from what I've seen, what we've seen.
Yeah, some very clean racing today for the most part.
Even
couple incidents on the first lap, but it wasn't too bad.
That's expected though, isn't it? Like, not even like any blue flag incidents. Like, as I saw,
not that I've seen.
That person that I forgot went off. Maybe didn't have to stop, but they did.
Rod says he's only here for the cam. There you go, Danny. You've got an admirer.
Well, if it worked, I'd do it, but I can't because there's no working right now.
And it looks like Gabby has arrived. Hi, Gabby. Good evening.
Oh, hi, Gabby.
Had a nice
fucking
siesta, presumably.
EU in EU in the fucking chat saying EU to my stream, bitch.
Print screen and laminate. Oh no. There's a little shrine somewhere down there. Dedicated to you.
At least there's one person that appreciates me.
I'm glad you're taking the effort to laminate them. That's a lot of work. And Martin making a couple of mistakes there through the Tilka S's and falling back a little bit actually here. Down to 0.9 of a second with only 2 minutes to go. So we're going to see probably just one more lap. Yeah,
2 minutes to go. Dan maybe is going to get past Ian. Is it? Is it?
It looks like they've crashed into each other. I don't know. According to this, they're coming into turn 4 now.
Looks like things right now are clean. Audi and the Audi. I don't know what Dan's in actually. I'm just.
It's a McLaren.
The McLaren, I knew that, but Dan's gonna go wide. Maybe he'll lose the position to Andy. Well, he's not gonna lose position to Andy because Andy is trying to blue flag him. Fight for right now is because of Martin and Alex. Still for P1 and P2.
And this will be the last lap now, with Alex and Martin coming down the long back straight, and I dare say that Martin is going to be too far behind here to do anything on this last lap. So it's been a long fought race between these two, pretty much the whole hour fighting, and Alex is going to, it seems like, hold the lead here, unless something drastic happens.
Something drastic can always happen, Henry.
It is true.
This is Andy's T116 Racing League. So anything can happen as we see Martin and Alex go around the Indian spoon. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen, I don't think. Oh! Commentators, guys. I think Alex had a bit of a wibble. I think he's gonna keep it under control. If Martin had the same gap that he's had before, he probably would have got past him, but I think it's going to be enough as I go around the second to the last corner, round the Bahrain corner, and now up till the Shanghai corner. It's not going to be enough. Alex is going to take P1. Oh, jeez. Okay. That scared me. Alex is going to take P1. after a long time. Martin probably may be angry with himself. He could have got P2. I mean P1.
And
Comes
goes
into
Steve.
P2. Steve's P3,
Finishing
and
in
then
P3.
21 seconds behind him is Pete, and then Dave. I don't think it's going to catch up. Paul isn't going to catch up unless Dave has a big off. Andy also, I mean, basically this is a done deal except for Stu and Ferg maybe, who are still racing. As Stu, Ferg, think where are they on the track? Oh, coming around
I think
the spoon. Indian spoon. I don't think this is done. So Ferg and Stu are still battling. Brownlee in front of him. Stu in his Porsche. His beautifully Arizonian flowered treed livery. But I think Ferg is going to get this done, barring any massive incidents. Well, speaking of incidents, this is going to go very wide. Oh,
It's actually going to be quite close.
Very close, but I think Ferg is going to get it done.
Yeah,
He's going to get it done.
Oh, and that was very close.
It's very, very close coming out of the last corner.
Goes for a little spin out of there, and I think that is now every driver has crossed the... No, Hasib still coming around the last corner to finish in 18th position. I believe I do have the finishing grid, actually, if you want me to run through it.
Go.
Okay, we've got Alex in P1, again extending his championship lead. Martin in P2, Steve in P3, Pete in P4, Dave in P5, Paul P6, Andy in P7. Probably a pretty good race for Andy there, P7. Callum in P8, recovering well from that thing at the start. New Stu, good showing for his first race, P9. James in P10, Colin P11, Brad P12, Ian P13, Dan P14, Ferg P15, Stu P16, Adam P17, and rounding out the grid, it is Mr. Hasib in P18.
No, you didn't sound to like really be sarcastic right then, but Andy, P7, Jesus Christ, really good job there, Andy.
Pretty good finish, pretty good finish. Andy currently, I don't know where he'll be after this race, but second in points in this championship.
What?
So a consistent finisher, it would seem.
Bullshit.
Yeah, 147 points. I believe that is mostly due to both Martin and Steve not taking part in every race. And obviously this week we're missing Chris. Chris has missed a couple of races. Quite a few of our front runners not always around for the race and losing out on points because of it. Whereas Andy and Alex have both been there every week.
I mean, I assume this hasn't been taken into account this race because I feel like Martin is definitely going to overtake Andy.
Yes, Martin will, I believe, take P2 after the results of this race. He definitely will. Yeah, he'll take P2 from Andy in the championship.
Only 2 races remaining. That's
Only
sad.
2 more to go. Indeed, it's gone fast. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I thought today's race was pretty enjoyable. We had that fight for P1 for the whole race basically, and quite a few good battles going on. As you say, nice and clean. Not too many incidents. Good fun.
I mean, disappointed Wannicam didn't have to come out, so it must have been a good race.
Yeah.
Clean
Hopefully
race.
next week we'll get a bit more disappointed when he cam. Just for the joy of the cam itself.
Yeah, thanks for watching, I guess.
Yeah, thanks everyone for chilling out with us. We'll be back next week.
Probably.
Maybe.
Depends what
Who
happens.
knows? Who knows? Anything could happen.